Welcome back to Got No Control podcast. I am your host, RONEK. Before I introduce my special guest today, I want to invite you guys to head over to gotnocontrol.com and check out official merchandise. Grab yourself a t-shirt, a sweater, and much more. This is a way to support us, to help us to keep going and doing what we do. Also, make sure you check out our exclusive New Era fitted cap produced by the best in the game, New Era. Make sure you check it out. It's our green dot, Got No Control character design, super dope, good quality. Make sure you check that out. And also, we also have our membership going on YouTube. For as low as $2.99 a month, you could take advantage of all the special features, get monthly sticker packs, watch episodes before everybody else, and much more. So don't miss out. And with that being said, I want to introduce my special guest today, EZRA.
Cracking. What's up, people?
Sheesh. We're here. We made it happen. I know we had to move schedules around a bit, but we're here. I'm excited for this. Thank you for stopping by, brother.
For sure, for sure.
Man, this morning, I found a clip of Jay-Z saying that he thinks that graffiti is not hip hop, man. And for anybody out there watching, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's an interesting topic. That guy, first he started saying that b-boying is dead. Now he's saying that graffiti is not part of hip hop. So I don't know what's under them dreads, guy, but good luck to you, man.
That corporate money.
Yeah, that corporate money, that shit that changes you and stuff.
Contract money. You can't say things. You got to say, you're a prisoner. So yeah, pretty much that's how it goes.
I wanted to dive into your inspiring story, brother, on EZRA, right? Where does the story of EZRA begin?
As far as graffiti goes, I guess I was born into it,
Okay.
We grew up in South Central and it was all around, you know what I mean? I just gravitated towards it. It was it was like my dad did construction, so I would even jump over. We lived in there was an alleyway in the back. I would grab buckets of paint and just jump over the fence and start with a brush, dude, just start going at it. So I guess it was in me like since I was a kid, you know what I mean?
Do you think the idea comes from seeing graffiti around your surroundings and being curious as to what is this and I want to give it a shot? Or is it kind of like seeing it in a movie or a magazine type thing?
Oh, man, I just gravitated towards it. I guess because my family was, I mean, we're Hispanic. We were in that, we had that gang culture. You know what I mean? So it was all my cousins. My cousins are artistic. They got me into graffiti when I was young, but they were doing block letters. My uncles were all doing block letters.
Like
what I mean?
placazos?
Yeah, placazos. They did like drawings of cartoony like cholos. I don't know if you remember those days.
Yeah.
With the big old brochas, like exaggerated, like with the big hats, fedoras, and their flannels. It was just like
the belt buckle to the belly.
Pretty much, it was the homies,
Yeah.
but like we would illustrate them back in the day. So I feel that was probably like a evolution of what the homies were. You know what I mean?
To me, it's eye-opening, right? Because I believe that a lot of people out in the West Coast don't understand how much of an impact gang culture had to the artistic lettering style that the West Coast represents today, right?
Yeah, I've always like kept an eye on East Coast, West Coast, even Europe. Like places like that, and just how they influenced, especially now with the internet. Information is just being processed, and it's so fast that we're learning from these people, we're learning from those people. So the way I saw evolution of graffiti, yeah, we were doing like gang writing and stuff like that, and then we had one of the people from my crew that I'm honored to be in, which is a DTK, is a Charlie, and he brought color, he brought style. You know what I mean? I'm sure like there was other cats out there, but like his style was like, it was just clean, man. It was like a sticker, and he brought that influence from over there to over here, and I think it influenced a lot of people. I know it influenced a lot of the pioneers right now. They're like Revoke and all those. Like you ask them, dude, they know what's up with Charlie. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, shout out Charlie. He's done a lot for the culture.
Yeah.
His name definitely rings a lot of bells. Let me ask you this, brother. Spraying an aerosol can, spraying a spray paint can, what does that fulfill in you? Like, what does that do for you?
uh, I remember my cousin would tell me it's like it feels like instant satisfaction. You know what I mean? It's something like when we started Graph, it wasn't about like setting up cameras, doing a reel. Like it was just like, as I say, tag it and bag it. You show up, you do your thing, take a flick and bounce. That's the end of it. And but when you saw your flick and you're like, hey, I did that at this amount of time, at this time of day, and it was just satisfying, you know what I mean? And it's something that you could do quick and something that you can get in and out, and now you can spend more time doing it because it's more popular and it's more accepted, which is cool because you can actually explore like more techniques, more things. But that fun part of it, like that dangerous part of it, I think is gone now. It's kind of lacking a little bit, but um and it's also it teaches you how to be think on the fly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like sometimes freestyle was a big thing. You know what I mean? We didn't have sketches or anything like that. I'll freestyle most of my pieces. Like I'll probably sketch the first letter, second letter, maybe the last letter or whatever, and then I'll just kind of go from there. Call me lazy or whatever, but some people go all out, man. They do a full blown color sketch, and that's cool. Whatever works for you. You know what I mean? But I like to get in there. You know what I mean? I like to get in there and just free flow it. You know what I mean?
You mentioned that the Chicano culture, gang culture, was a big impact in you due to family members being in that world, and obviously they're related to, and you guys have love for each other. And my experiences, from my personal experiences, those type of individuals, because I grew up in the barrio, right, and they were looking at me like, "Hey, homie, quit doing that. Come over here and enjoy the major leagues." You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
And put that away, or sometimes they'll get to a point where like they want to beat me up because I don't want to put it away and I don't want to join what they got going on.
right.
Did you ever come across those experiences?
Um, I guess I was really sheltered by my family because they're super religious.
Hmm.
So like they kind of kept us in. You know what I mean? Because it was like when we were kids, it was just like even dangerous walking to school. I remember one time we were coming from church and there was a van that was guns sticking out and some dudes running. I mean, that was like a regular thing. Helicopters were a regular thing. So I think they just kind of kept us in there to the point where like don't get involved here, don't get involved there. So but as you get older, you tend to venture out on your own. So I mean, you're bound to encounter those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But as far as like peer pressure from that, I never really got that. You know what I mean? It's maybe because the family I was in or whatnot, but but I did. We were rough with each other. Let's put it that way. I
gotcha.
mean, like our family was,
Yeah,
Hispanic families are tough. That sometimes they'll speak to you how they speak to you. You know what I mean? Like, So that's probably the only thing I got. But as far as like the artwork goes, I mean, I love it to this day. You know what I mean? I would love to see more gangs do flacassos like
yeah.
that. Like you don't see that too much anymore. You know what I mean?
In my personal opinion, not at the same artistic level.
No, no, but I mean, you got cats like Cartoon that perfected the style, or
Yeah,
like you see that influence, but they perfect the style. You know what I mean? Like they create something that was, I guess, something like I said. You went to the streets, you did it real quick and whatever, but now that you have time to do it, you can polish it up and make it look sick. So
definitely.
yeah,
At what point does it go from curiosity to dedication for you, graffiti?
I was thinking about that the other day. How uh when we're kids, it's just like when you're growing up, you're maturing, so your artwork matures. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like you start off, it's fun. All right, I'm doing it for fun. Then people start to notice you, and you start become a face, and then you start become a brand in a way. So now you got to polish your stuff up, and because it's like a performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like your kids look up to you now, and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, you got to come with it all the time. So now there's a bit of a pressure. So it's like you can't come whack. And so I think that as you evolve, as you grow, where you take it, it's up to you. You know what I mean? Like I painted with cats that you know their style was so like you can tell it was like a chaotic style, but now I see them and they polished it up so well that it looks real dope. And I didn't see their vision at that point. I just saw like, oh, dude, this is like chaos. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But now it's like, yo, man, these pieces look pretty sick. Like, I don't know what you were thinking, but like you polished up your style real well. You know what I mean?
For you, in your opinion, do you believe there's a difference between technique and style? And is developing your own style important for you?
Style is definitely supreme. I would say technique is supreme also. Like that's number one. Now with technology, it's like technique is kind of taking a back end, and I'm noticing it with a lot of social media street muralists or whatever, that pick up a can and they lack a lot of technique. They rely on a lot of tools like technology, stencil, whatever. And my thing is, that's cool. I use technology all the time, like with what I do, especially with work. With your work, you gotta come correct. Especially if you're getting commissioned or whatever. So I don't shy away from technology or whatever, but um, I feel that's kind of getting people a little lazy as far as my thing is learn the technique before you learn the technology. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So it's like and with your style and technique, I think they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, how do I get this blend how I want it to look like? That's something you got to figure out. How do I get this outline to look how I want it to look like? That's something for you to figure out because that's your vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've seen on the internet, there's been huge discussions on artists feeling a certain way because you have a guy come out with a projector and project the image
Yeah.
and trace the image and then go ahead and shade, right?
Right.
Then you got other guys that would be like, screw that, no grids, no projection off the top of the head.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own perspective when it comes to that,
Right.
right? But and in my opinion or my small input, like if you're getting commissioned, let's say like 10 grand to do
Yeah.
whatever it is on the wall, right? I mean, do you really want to dedicate, I don't know, 6 hours,
Be
5 hours
stubborn.
and perfect the outline
Yeah.
till you get it to the perfection?
Right.
Or do you rather invest those 6, 7 hours into shading to progress and then be
Exactly.
able to knock that off and then start another
Yeah,
project?
yeah, you got that right, man. I mean, it's okay. So the scale of artwork that we're doing now, as opposed to what we used to do back then, I think is bigger. I mean, you see more buildings being done. You know what I mean? You see more large scale pieces, more ads. People are paying for ads with graph writers and stuff like that. So and you're competing with. So you got one guy that's all like a purist. I want to say like a graffiti purist, which is cool. But like I said, technique is better than technology because but like going back to, so you got your purists and they do their thing the way they do their thing, but then you got a guy that understands all of that and he's coming in, work mindset, like he's planned it out, he knows how to execute it. It's gonna look a lot better, man. It's no competition. You know what I mean? Like if you plan something out, if you go in there with a plan and you know how to execute it, you're gonna somebody that freestyles is gonna be there all day, dude, as opposed to somebody that already has it laid out.
Yeah,
It's simple. It's just facts. You know what I mean?
gotcha.
It's like when you use your GPS. You either use it or you can go on your own. You know what I mean?
Try to figure it out.
Yeah, try to figure it out.
Like I need to get to Anaheim. All right, let me start driving.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to have direction, man. But like, I'm all about because I do believe that sometimes technology doesn't do it all. And it doesn't. You know what I mean? There's I painted with people that kind of have used cardboard and stuff like that. And it's like and my satisfaction is being able to do it on my own, doing the straight line on my own, doing the cut on my own, as opposed to relying on tools.
Yeah.
So it's because going back to like the old school way, like I remember painting with friends and we would brag about, hey, check out my line, dude, check out this clean ass line I just did, or
Yeah.
check out this cut. And that felt good, you know what I mean? As opposed to, having tools and be like, okay, I can't get this line. Psh, learn it, dude. Like learn it. Like don't get lazy. Learn how to do it on your own.
And once you master it,
Yeah, then go ahead. Dude. If you have a commission job and it's taking you a long time to get that line, then use a cardboard, dude. It's cool, whatever.
And I think that's a fair assessment because it's the reason to learn is for yourself, for your own memory and muscle tool, where you could just go, psh,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Because then you might be in a situation where the tool's not available, and then now you can't do it at all.
And I've been there too, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's like, and the fact that, you know, you've been in situations where you didn't have the tools, you can figure stuff out. Like I do a lot of portrait work, and like you said, there when before projectors or whatever, like I was one whole day just figuring out where the face and the nose goes, dude. That just took a whole day, dude. You know what I mean? And then the next day, okay, I can polish it up, you know.
yeah,
So it does save a lot of time, and honestly, dude, time is money. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Time is
Especially
money.
if you're surviving off of this, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Like the longer you're there,
Or even
the
if you're doing it on your own, you know, but you can't stay a whole week or a whole month on a piece, you know, or a whole 3 days out of
yeah,
your pocket. You know what I mean? You got to get in and get out, you know, because you know
one
things are
hundred
going to catch
percent.
up.
You know, you coming from Los Angeles,
Yeah.
right? There was a Chicano muralism movement prior to the hip hop style graffiti coming into my knowledge. Did those murals have any type of influence in you?
Uh, in high school they did, because I linked up with a muralist in high school, and she kind of schooled me to siqueros to you know, and I started uh looking at that a little deeper, you know. So that's a part of the journey too. Is like I didn't just look at graffiti anymore. I started looking at other forms of artwork.
Yeah, because I believe they had Los Angeles streetscapers
Hmm. Hmm.
that they painted some much of the most monumental Chicano murals that are still out
Yeah,
there today, right?
yeah,
And I know that they were very influential to some, not all.
right, right. I mean, I think I gravitated towards more like the Diego
Oh,
Rivera's,
Diego
you know,
Rivera.
and the like Siqueros and
When I look at their stories, bro, it's wild. Like with Diego Rivera and Frida
oh
and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
It's like how he painted with Picasso and all kinds
Oh
of
no,
stuff.
yeah.
It's
I
wild,
think he was
man.
more mainstream, but my dude was Siqueiros, dude, because he was more like you know, like a rebellish kind of person. Like he was like he just did his thing. If you look at their, I mean, it's very similar styles, you know, but like and what I liked about is not only that they told a story, is it was so detailed, you know, like it was like Where's Waldo? You find things like hidden gems here and there, you know what I mean, on their pieces. So
Siqueiros is very his story is crazy to me, but one thing that really stood out to me is that when he came to Los Angeles and he painted a mural, but he painted it with a gun that you use to spray cars. So it's kind of like considered before the spray can.
right,
So he's technically out there to some. He's one of the very first to use some sort of
could be, man,
aerosol type thing to paint a mural.
could be,
And
man.
I was like, whoa, that's wild, man.
Yeah, that could be, man. You know,
Yeah,
I remember we were getting markers to do black books and spitting on them to get that, you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about? You know, to
yeah.
get that flare effect
Yeah.
or that splatter effect or
I
whatever.
remember the first time I seen somebody doing it, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, we find ways, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a beautiful part of graffiti. Is so open and loose, you know. And going back to that whole Jay-Z post that you were talking about is like, yeah, I get, I don't want to say I know what he's talking about, but I do know that graffiti has transcended to skating culture, to punk culture, and rock and roll culture, and
Yeah.
even fashion, you know, and but you can't deny that its root is in the streets with the b-boys and the DJs and the MCs. You know what I mean? That's where everybody got together to express themselves. Whether it spanned out, it's just like hip hop, man.
Yeah.
You see Run DMC with Aerosmith, you know, and then it started with now you got Jay Z with freaking Linkin Park, you know. So yeah, you know, it's gonna transcend into different things. You know what I mean?
It's crazy where graffiti has gone, man. Like you see some of the stuff that graffiti's been part of as far as corporate corporations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. Like any company we could probably name has done something graffiti related. You know
Oh,
what I
for
mean?
sure, dude, for sure.
And it's like it's amazing to see how much it has grown from
Yeah.
where it came to now. I wanted to dive into, being in Los Angeles. At what point do you go from, I'm trying this out, I'm painting a bit now? At what point do you tell yourself, now I'm coming up with a name, I'm gonna discover what's out there, and I'm going full in?
Uh, that was I never really saw in the 90s, you know, like early 90s, late mid 90s. I never really saw where graffiti was gonna go. You know what I mean? I was just doing it for because I like to do it, like writing my name all big everywhere. You know what I mean? And doing cool shit. You know, but I at that time I didn't know. You know, but I think it wasn't towards 2004 when I started. I got a small commission at a high school to do something, and then And then after that, I started seeing graffiti more in like MTV. I'm sure it was there already, but like that's when I started noticing it, like West Coast Customs, and all that, and like full blown pieces and productions. No, actually, that was on TV. But like when we were growing up, we didn't have like the internet, right? So like we would buy videos like the FX Crew. That was like my Bible. Uh, Subway art, all that stuff. So I knew it existed, but like as far as in the mainstream, I think that's where I saw it the most.
Being in Los Angeles, how do you make yourself aware of there's a Subway R or an FX Crew video? How does that come into your radar?
A lot of ditching school and and going to Hollywood, man. So we would go to a Workman's Outlet. We would ditch school and go to Workman's Outlet, or like other graffiti shops.
Crazy story, bro. That's the first legit graffiti shop I've ever walked into.
Oh, is that right? And then just watching the videos, man. I was like, you got that video? You got that video? And I mean, they were like, I think $20, and at that time that was like what, $50 video or
Yeah,
something
this
like
was
that.
about like in 2000, and like for me it was like 2005, 2006.
Oh, really?
Like
They were still around that?
like
Yeah,
yeah, around
since
that year, like 2000. I was in middle school, so yeah, like 2006,
I think
2000.
we're going there like 97, 98, 99.
Oh, you're way before me.
Yeah, we were ditching up. We were going to Venice, and that's what I was telling Nice Man. We would be breakdancing with animation,
Yeah.
and he would get mad because we would we would ditch to Venice Beach, and we didn't have money to get home, and we would start dancing on and I remember animation would be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Why are you taking all my people?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was funny, but we became friends, and we did a couple acts together, and it got us home, man. We bought some pizza and we got home. You know what I mean? So that was, like I said, experiences. We have fun with the culture, man. I mean, it's not all like banging and seriousness.
That's one of the things that I love about it, bro. And I think I expressed this before on the podcast, where like just being with your friends, you guys might not
Yeah,
have nothing, sharing one damn 40 and one box of
exactly.
pizza,
Yeah,
but it's like we're just living there. We're just
yeah,
living it. We're here. We're enjoying ourselves. And at the moment, bro, you don't realize that one day you guys might not ever hang out again.
yeah.
You
Life
might lose
life
a
happens,
friend.
man.
You might
Life
lose a
happens.
homie, or people grow up, go different directions. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's just understanding, like, damn, bro, it's just that's what it's about.
Yeah, that is what it's about, and that's why I love my crews, man. I'm in LOD, UCA, and DTK, and we're all brothers, man. It's not just the graph, man. It's just like we look out for each other, like emotionally or financially, even sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's like if we need help, we need help. It's more of a brotherhood kind of. It's not trying to create a dream team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though we got some killers in there, you know what I mean? But it's not that. That's not the idea. The idea is like, hey, you're cool. You do good work. Let's put you down. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Breaking, how did that initiate for you? Is that was just like discovering it, or
Okay. So half my life I was in South Central, and then we moved out here to Carson. Um, and I hooked up with a few Filipinos, man. Dope people, man.
yeah,
And my best friends, dude. To this day. Um, and I couldn't relate to the Hispanics at that time. You know what I mean? Because those rebels and greasers, and that wasn't me, man. I
doom,
mean,
doom,
yeah,
doom,
yeah,
doom, doom.
that was not me, man. I couldn't dress like that. I wasn't my style, and I couldn't have my hair. Well, first of all, my hair's thick as hell, dude.
Yeah,
So like putting that three flowers? Oh man, that made my head itch, dude.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I was just like, nah, this is not for me, And that was the popular kids, you know what I mean? And so I kind of gravitated towards like I met some kid. He was doing his piece on his book. Um, his name was Fade at the time, you know what I mean? And then I was like, hey, you right? And so we became friends, and he was Filipino, and then he brought me over to these other Filipino cats, and then they started getting into breakdancing, and I was scared of it. I was like, I can't do that. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I'm an artist or whatever. I draw or whatever. And then I just dove in, man, scared and whatever. But and I had fun doing it, man. I had a lot of good times. So
Did you guys ever get to a point where you guys would compete, or was always just for fun?
no, we were always battling.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you had Iceman. he still remembers me, so that was cool, dude. No, we would battle Banning. We would
Yeah.
go to Banning and battle the LA Breakers too, man. We were battling like, or we would go to there would be like these I don't remember the flyer parties.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
would go to those and start battling people there.
Oh, so there was b-boying going on at the flyer
Yeah,
parties?
yeah,
I didn't know
dude. Yeah. And then it
that.
started raves. Then you
Yeah.
started getting the EDC and all that. You know, we were breakdancing there. But I mean, wherever we could breakdance, dude, we were like, dude, wherever we were breakdancing malls, dude. You know what I mean? We would
Yeah.
battle at malls. Like Del Amo Mall was notorious, dude. We would go there all the time.
What part of the Alamo Mall were you guys battling at?
Near the food court, I want to
The
say.
old food court, because now
Yeah,
they
yeah,
remodeled it.
yeah. Remember the
Yeah.
arcades and whatnot? Yeah. So like we were dancing there. Best floor. You know what I mean? The floor was dope, and then we
Yeah.
just jumped doing windmills. People fucking like looking at us and whatnot. But it was fun, dude. It was fun, and I can never take that back, man. I enjoy all of it. You know what I mean?
You know, for anybody out there listening, one thing that I love about Carson is the diversity. Like you go to the city, there's Filipinos, Samoanos, there's Mexicans, there's
Yep.
blacks, there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So coming to Carson, like you'll see, you know, like
Yeah.
it's different. I mean, there's this really dope Filipino restaurant that I go out there. Man, I love
Was it
that place.
Manila or what?
It's called Delitas or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Delitas,
Yeah.
something like that. You know, talking about Carson, at any point did you ever come across people like Green and Dream?
Dream, I would see him every day. I miss that guy, dude. He was one of my good friends, and he worked at Veterans Park, and I would go work out there. They have a gym there, and I would see him every morning. And he would go to all my shows, man. He went to a few of my shows, and that guy I miss a lot, you know. And yeah, I would see him every day. He would be like, "Oh, what's up, man? What are you working on?" You know what I mean? Whatever, because he was working at Veterans Park, so that was cool. Green, I knew Green. We did a West Coast Graffiti party with my brother Frame, which is one of my crewmates, and he mentored me as he gave me graffiti boot camp. Let's put it that way. So it was like if I wasn't getting the line right, he would get on me. You know what I mean, or whatnot. But yeah, but yeah, I met a lot of cool people, man,
Yeah.
and a lot of people I looked up to, and now I can call friends. You know.
How important is mentorship to you?
Uh, if it's the right person, the right artist with the right history, yeah, it's very important, man. I mean, and the people that you can be around and learn from, it's priceless, dude. Priceless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know some people didn't have it and some people did, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I think in 2026, I feel like sometimes that might get neglected a bit.
Right.
So, but I think it's important to at least have some type of knowledge, you know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, no, you have to, man. I mean, because it's like, why are you doing it, man? Because it's cool, you know? Yeah, it's cool, but really, like, why are you doing it? You know, are you like you got to do it because you love to do it? You know what I mean? With anything, you know, as a kid, you know, you dream about what you love to do, whether it's a baseball player or whatnot, and you put all your energy into that, you know. So if you love graffiti, love it. You know what I mean? Learn everything about it. You know
You know, at what point does your style shift from like lettering structure to now you're doing full on portraits?
that. Okay, now I don't want to sound like I just felt like lettering was it came easy to me, and I like challenges. You know, like I could do a piece, or maybe just because I know my letters, and I never do a style the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to mess around. I like to have fun with graffiti. You know what I mean? It's like I want to try this, I want to try that. You know, I've done 3D pieces, I've done panel pieces, I've done layer pieces or whatnot, and traditional old school style pieces, and and I have fun doing all those, man. Just because to me that's what graffiti is, like style. You know, what can you do? How can you elevate your style or whatnot? But when it comes to portraits and visuals, that's challenging, man. Like getting you have to get it right, or else you get clowned on or whatnot, man. But
If the
it's like,
nose nostril looks a little bigger
yeah,
than the other one.
yeah, or your stuff becomes a meme or something,
Yeah.
man. It's just like, nah, dude. Like, it is challenging, man, and I like the challenge because it keeps you on your toes. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna start exploring more like full on productions, characters, pieces, because I miss doing letters, man. I mean, life gets in the way, and sometimes you get caught up doing commissions and stuff. You know what I mean? And it takes all your creative energy, a lot of times. So you got to make time to do personal work. You know?
I remember when Kobe Bryant passed away, rest in peace.
Hmm.
There was like I think 2, 3 guys that tried to paint him, and it didn't look like him.
I think there was one on Sunset
Yeah.
that went viral or
They're
something.
like, what is this?
Yeah, man, and I don't want to be that guy. You know?
You've had a chance to do some very interesting projects,
Yeah.
right? Commission work. What's like maybe 1 or 2 projects that kind of stood out to you that you're kind of like, damn, I can't believe I made it here.
Uh, I mean, my first commission that I was just like, whoa, like this was a big paying project, and is I got commissioned by Mattel Toys to do their gym.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I did their because I guess they had, and to me I was in my 20s still at that time, or late 20s, and it was it was a different world, you know. Like I'm dealing with suits, you know, people in corporate world, and you know you're young, you might, like you don't really know how to approach that. So that's another learning process that people should know, is like, you know, how to be a business person more, like don't think just because you do graph or people might look at you like, hey, like we can get some other guy to do it or whatnot. Dude, you're valuable, man. I mean, they're obviously looking for you for a reason, for a style, a technique, or whatever, you know. And so that was my first big like wake up, to be like, all right, well now I got to shift my mindset as far as like, okay, I can't be a, and I had that hustler mindset till I think during the pandemic. You know, we're just hustle
Yeah.
jobs, and now it's not just hustling jobs. It's like organizing, structuring your thing, like treating it like work. You
Yeah,
know,
because a lot of things go into like you need the proposal,
right? Yeah,
mock-ups,
all that,
emailing back and forth, taking phone calls.
right?
So
Making calls, yeah.
so to any guy out there that might be an active writer or he paints graffiti and he kind of like trying to find his way into the corporate world, what advice would you give him?
Of contracts, man. I mean, nowadays you got to protect yourself, dude. Nowadays, you really, I mean, a lot of people will do you dirty, and they, you know, and just because they have the money on in hand, or whatever, it's uh, and they know that you need the job, or they think that you know that you need the job, they kind of treat you a certain way. But there's good people out there, man. But definitely learn the business part of it. You know, I mean, you know, I mean, I'm sure doing this whole
Yeah.
podcast is, there's a lot of moving parts to it. You know what I mean? So it's
It's like it's like when you're watching the behind the footage of a movie, we have all these
yeah,
people.
yeah, it's a lot of moving parts, man. It's
Yeah.
and if you really want to make this work somehow, some way, whether it's like doing ads, or commission, you know, but whatever, murals or whatnot.
Yeah.
But you gotta structure your thing like business structures uh their business, you know, from accounting to
I
to, you
think
know,
I
all
think
that.
one of the valuable points that I could point out is value yourself as far as like if you want $500 to do a piece on a wall, it's $500.
Yeah.
Even if the guy comes, I got 300. No, it's 500
No, yeah. Definitely
because
don't sell yourself
you're
short.
always gonna get lowballed. You know what I
No,
mean?
no doubt, no doubt.
So that's something I would put out there.
No, yeah, yeah. Always
Like,
start high.
yeah, like you try to be set your price at your level skill and keep it there because someone's always gonna be like, oh, he wants 500, give him three.
Yeah, and then one of the annoying questions that, and I'm sure everybody gets it, is like, one is how long is it gonna take?
Hmm.
Two is, if it's smaller, does it cost less? You know, or if it's bigger, does it cost more? Um, and then, or things like that, you know. And what I tell people is like, hey, you can give me a drawing, a really detailed drawing. I could do a pencil drawing in like 10 hours of that, or I could spend 10 hours on the wall, do that same drawing. This is going to be the same time because it's the detail work.
Yeah.
Maybe the materials might cost more because of what colors and whatnot, but the same amount of time you put on the piece of paper to get a nice detailed piece is going to be the same amount of time you put in the wall. So it's like
100%.
however long it takes on paper, it's gonna, you know, it might take longer on the wall. You know, it's hard to predict this, and you can't put a price on passion. You know what I mean?
I've seen you done some really dope dispensaries.
Yeah,
I've seen the work you've
yeah.
done.
The pandemic was nice to me at that time. You know what I mean?
It must have been interesting though how you come out, nobody could be near you. Like, hey,
Yeah, no, they're near. People were approaching. They were saying what's up, but that was the cool thing about graphs is that you meet a lot of people as you're working. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And you'd be surprised how many people encourage you that are not your family, not your friends. You know what I mean? And people that see you out on the street and they're like, "Oh man, like I see your work or whatever," and it's dope, you know. And to me, that's probably what pushed me to want to better my skill and my style was mainly like just encouragement from the outside world. You know what I mean? You know, and but yeah, you know, the dispensaries, they were challenging, man. Those were challenging pieces,
yeah.
dude, because they were big, you know, and they were very intricate, you know. But my friend Besk, you know, one of my best friends, he helped me out with that, and yeah, we knocked it
UCA?
out. Yeah, UCA.
Shout out best.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said we're UCA, man. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, I love my brothers, man. You know, and they're like I said, we're always there. We're always
What is your thought process going into a piece, whether it's graffiti or a mural? Like, is there a thought process? Like, do you tell yourself, I'm gonna do the background first, or how does that go for about you? For you?
uh honestly, everything's different, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, planning.
Okay.
And I get a lot of anxiety, dude. I sleepless nights, dude, just thinking about, all right, dude, how am I gonna do this? All right, what's the fastest way, the best way, or the easiest way?
Yeah.
Uh, and the less error or mistakes you have, the better. You know what I mean? Because it's a stressful. For people that don't know, graffiti stress, dude. It's very stressful, dude.
Yeah.
Especially if you're being commissioned. You know what I mean? Like, and or even when you're painting on your own and you're trying to get that line, dude, it's stressful. You know,
Yeah.
like the other funny thing is when we would paint with the homies, is like everybody would be talking crap. You know, we're all painting, everybody's talking crap to each other. Oh, your piece sucks, whatever. You know what I mean? But you can tell when it gets serious and everybody gets quiet. That's when everybody's doing their outline and everybody's doing their detail work and stuff. Nobody talks. If you notice that, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like they're all good times, man. You know?
Have you had a chance to travel out of the country to paint?
Yeah, I've done Mexico, New York, Miami, Idaho. I mean, a few places. I mean, I can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, if it wasn't for graph, and that's another advice I give to people is like explore, like travel outside. You know, talk to other writers from other states. You know what I mean? Like they have their knowledge. You know what I mean? I got influenced more by writers from New York, Colorado, than actually LA. You know what I mean? So
When I was in Colorado, bro, there was nothing out there till you get to Denver.
yeah, and
You go
that's
through
DF
a
crew, man. That crew's sick, man. And one of the I'm not gonna say I my E's have been heavily influenced by
yeah.
like people like Cess, which is somebody I also painted with, you know, and Emmett and East, like those guys' E's were like super sick to the point where like, oh man, my E gotta be sick.
Man, they got some dope stuff out there,
Yeah,
man.
man.
But I was driving up there, like you go through St. George. No, it's not St. George. I think it's no St. George is Utah. But you go through like Colorado Springs and all the other parts of Colorado
Oh yeah, yeah.
before you get to Denver. There's like nothing out there, bro.
But that's the thing too, man. Explore and then take it all in, man, and enjoy the ride. You know.
Grand Junction, that's what it's called. Grand Junction,
Oh, okay.
Colorado, then Colorado Springs, and then I think two more, and then Denver.
Yeah, 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 there you go.
And, but the good thing about Grand Junction is over there, the riverbed is open ball game.
Mm.
So you could paint. No one's gonna mess with you.
Oh,
Like,
is that right?
like the city put it out there.
Oh,
Like
they do a lot of cool trains out there too,
yeah.
man.
So I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance early on to explore some of the yards out here, like Belmont Tunnel or Motor Yard or anything of that nature?
I painted in Venice when there was a pits. I visited the Belmont Tunnel, but I never actually painted there. But I was around during that time. And then what other LA landmarks were there? I mean, the Sears Yard, you know, the yards. You know, I
Yeah.
would do the yards a lot. But I think something that's not around no more is probably Venice. You know, well, and that was I have pictures of a lot of dope pieces, Revoke, Risk, Skill. Like I have a lot of archives of that stuff too, man. Because we would go there, like I said, to Venice all the time and just snap pictures. I got arrested there too because you couldn't paint at the pits.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There was graffiti everywhere, but if the cops will catch you, you know they'll get you. You know what I
Did you ever make it to the Huntington Beach walls? that they
I
had?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've painted there. If I did, it was probably this is now we're going back to them. Because I do remember the Huntington Beach walls. I just don't remember if I painted there.
Okay.
I remember being there. Yeah, that was like a one-time thing, I think.
What's the feeling, bro, of being able to walk into those yards and just see like full on production, like super like uh put together stuff
My
work?
thing was like people that I admired. That's what when if I were to catch a piece of somebody that I saw in magazines when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh, this is such and such piece, dude," and I was like, that'd be like seeing a celebrity to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just their piece, you know. And that's what we got to think about too when we paint. You know, there's kids out there that are like, they look up to you and they see your piece, and it's like, you got to perform for them too. You know?
Man, in my opinion, the early 2000s had a run, man. The early
Oh yeah, for
2000s,
sure.
like there was a lot of guys like just
Oh, innovation, man. It was,
yeah,
like I said, I think it was that whole internet. It was like people were bringing styles from Europe, mixing it in with gang lettering. I feel like my opinion, like I feel like a lot of the cats that were killing it in the 2000s, they have that like cholo style lettering, obviously modified,
yeah,
but with some like European color flair where they go outside the borders and or cubistic stuff, and then some West Coast flavor into it and some New York flavor with the arrows and all that. And I think they just mashed everything up and created some outstanding, like, wow, like stuff that to this day is like, wow. You know what I mean? Like even Saber, he has like a very fierce style. Like to me, it's like gang writing. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
very like his S's are like very, sharp. You know what I mean? Like how you would write a S in like gang writing. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of it was just like influencing everything. You know what I mean? At that time.
You being there, brother, how was it like? Okay, we got this thing called the internet, but
Yeah.
not really knowing the future of it. How were you absorbing that, like as far as the graffiti world,
Well, I think like you said, the 2000s, it was like I think that's when social media kind of started
like the
popping off. Yeah,
MySpace,
exactly.
and
That's when
before
people.
MySpace, I don't know what was before MySpace. I think Flickr, maybe. I don't remember.
Nah, Flickr was. I think it was during that time. It was they're like kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because I had a Flickr too.
Okay.
Uh, but my man Unit, dude, he had that 50 millimeter Los
Yeah.
Angeles. Everybody was on, dude.
Shout out Unit, man. Good
Yeah,
brother.
no, he had that 50. I was on that thing all the time when the internet was on. That was one of the websites you'd be on, looking up artists, looking up, oh, who's this, who's this, and to be on that page was like an honor, It was like, oh, he had a bunch of people there, but man, that 50 mil was the business, dude. That was a lot of people were on that.
I remember I saved up a couple dollars, bro, to buy a computer with the big ass modems that they're big, just to go on 50
Yeah,
millimeter. Because
yeah.
at that time was when you would connect the cable to the wall
Right,
just
right,
to get internet.
right.
So like,
Oh,
and then the internet will come
you got those
in.
AOL
Yeah.
in the mail, the
Yeah.
internet in the mail. How is it?
And then you were able to type in and go and see what's going on. You know what I
I'm
mean?
like, you ain't got internet. You got internet now with the CD.
Yeah, like way throwback shit. I'm just like, man, that shit's wild,
Yeah,
bro.
man. I mean, but yeah, dude, like websites like that, we don't remember those things, man. But
Yeah.
but it's that simple stuff that I feel like the less you give your mind, the more it works, the more um, because if you give your mind everything, it doesn't really like evolve. It doesn't really teach itself. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like the less we have, the more creative we get. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So that's what I mean. Like I say, grab a. There's nothing like a pencil and paper, bro. Just that's all you need to get creative, and then build from that. And like I said, the less you have, you'd be surprised at what you can pump out.
No, definitely, man. I agree. It's just the foundation, right? Like
Right?
like finding yourself.
Exactly.
It's like in any medium, right? You might just paint with oils or whatever,
Yeah.
but like defining who you really are, you know what I mean? Because that really puts you out there in the world to like this is him,
Right. Right.
And I think defining a style is probably one of the hardest things to define your style. Like, what style are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that you do and what is it that you like to do?
Yeah. And that's another part of evolution, man. It's like we're probably so quick to try to be good and meet notice, and we take from people and we put in our stuff, where it's like we don't take the time to just grow on our own. You know what I mean? So my thing is just give yourself up to the craft. You know, just let's see where it takes you. You know what I mean?
Man, it keeps to elevate. Like you say, you went to Mexico. Mexico's doing some
Oh,
crazy stuff right now, man.
dude, even like Brazil, cats in Brazil,
Yeah.
man. Like some of their portrait work, man, is super detailed.
Like
Like I said, patience.
Germany, like
Yeah,
they're doing some
patience,
crazy
bro.
stuff, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
and like like I said, dude, and if you think about it, these people don't have a lot. You know what I mean? These people, and look at the amazing stuff that they're pumping out.
they're not even painting with quality paint, bro.
Exactly.
They're
So
painting with stuff they're just finding anywhere, bro.
that proves
Roller
my
buckets and the like.
proves my point, bro. The less you have, dude, you
Yeah,
can you'll be surprised what you can come out with. You know what I mean?
yeah. I've just been like, damn, these guys are like, rocking. And I'm just like, man, that's what's up, man. Just
Yeah.
getting it from the ground up and just building.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You said New York had a big influence in you. Did you ever get a chance to maybe paint or talk to any New York writer coming up?
One of yeah, dude. As a matter of fact, and I'll send it to you. Like we got to barbecue with Lady Pink, Smith, Cycle.
Oh, that's dope.
We were hanging out there, me and Frame, and like I said, we're in DTK. So who's in DTK? Cat, you know, Cat's in DTK, and then we just it's family, man. It's like we get together, and Cat knows so many people, man. He does the Museum of Graffiti, and now it's a blessing for me to call him my friend. You know what I mean? And I got introduced to a lot of dope cats, man. Like Pure, he's legend. Zephyr, painting with all those guys. Ovi, Sass was like a big milestone for me. You know what I mean? Because to me, he was at that time he was like the Michael Jordan of graffiti, dude.
Yeah.
Like I never seen anything that sucked from Sass, dude. He's always came with it, always came tight. Letters were always on point. You know what I mean? And and just like I painted with, ooh man, so many people out there.
What's the vibe with them? Like, are they like endorsing you guys? Like, that's what's up. Let's keep rocking, or is it kind of like, oh, this is our stuff, and you guys are just coming in?
I don't know, man. I mean, we got accepted pretty cool. I mean, even we went to Doe's Green's show. Yeah, everybody was super cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're louder than us. They
Hey,
yell
yo,
from
B.
yeah, they yell from. They don't even use their phones. They'll yell at you from across the street.
Yeah,
Like
you bugging, you bugging.
yeah. I mean, to me, I love New York. I love
Yeah.
like all those cats, dude. All good with me, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
I wanted to take the time, bro, to say rest in peace to your guys' member from DTK that passed.
Oh yeah.
May
Sky, man.
may he rest in peace.
Dude, that got me out of nowhere, dude. Because he actually texted me 3 weeks before that
Yeah.
that he wanted to hang out, and he was staying. He was in Carson too. Well, he was in Torrance at that time, and at the time I wasn't in town, but I was trying to get to him, and it was too late, dude. But like ultimately, like yeah, he passed away, and he was always quiet towards the end, like he wasn't really contacting nobody or whatnot, but. And if he did, it'd probably be like his close people or whatnot. But yeah, man, rest in peace. And rest in peace to all the writers that passed away throughout the years, man, that pioneered.
Yeah, it's that's one of the things that it's just like, man, like I was saying, one day your friends are here, the other day they're
Yeah.
gone, and it's like that's something that's hard to sometimes digest.
Right. And and that's when I also learned that you don't have to be like out there. Like Sky was like he was a legend in the graffiti world, you know what I mean? But like if you talk to kids nowadays, they're like, "Oh, Sky? I don't think I." But like if you knew that person and you knew the people that they know and how they like I've seen cats that are like up there, they will be hanging out with Dream or Sky and they'll humble down quick,
Yeah.
fast. You know what I mean? Because it's like these are the ones that made it. You know what I mean? That made it for you to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Is that important to you? Because I've been in conversations where some individuals feel like that's not important no more. Like they see it as like, oh, that's an old cat. Who cares? You know what I mean? And for you, is it important to know that knowledge, carry it on, and pass it forward?
It's important to me. You know what I'm saying? Whether other people, I can't. You do whatever you guys want to do, whatever. But it comes full circle a lot of times, bro. Like, um, there's gonna come a time when they're gonna wanna know, you know what I mean? Or they're gonna pop up in some kind of way because they did so much work in the past. They're known for what they do. So it's gonna surface sometime. It may be dormant right now, like,
Yeah.
because everybody's so caught up in their own thing, you know what I mean? But these people, they've done things that will transcend through generations, especially in the graffiti world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and right now, yeah, it's a little dormant. Everybody's in their own world. Everybody's doing their own murals and things like that. But yeah, dude, once you look at the books, you're gonna see, and you're gonna see the kind of stuff that they pulled out, and it was dope, man. It was a lot of dope stuff.
I was saying the other day, man, I was just telling myself, like, man, I wonder where graffiti is going to be like 100 years from today. Where do you feel like it's going to be at hip hop graffiti?
Dude, I think it's all gonna be VR. Honestly, man, it's gonna come to a point where it's like, yo, man, it's like, do we even need to paint on walls anymore? I mean, if you want to,
Yeah.
yeah, but like, I like the feeling of a wall, just like I like the feeling of a pencil and paper as opposed to an iPad. You know what I mean? Um, but I think once people get, what's the word, comfortable with
Yeah.
something, uh, and they accept it, then it's gonna become normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It,
seen this company on Instagram, bro, trying to push this machine. Like it prints a mural on the wall for
that
you.
Yeah, that and going back to the whole digital graffiti, I mean, it's happening now with the protesting. You got this group of people that, which more power to them, do, because I hate that orange dude, but they're doing these projections on the wall, that they do these animations of Trump, going to jail or whatnot, and that's, to me, that's the future. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be moving images. It's going to be like, you got people doing murals, and now you put your phone in and it moves.
Mhm.
So it's going into that digital realm. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it.
One last thing I wanted to touch on, bro, before we get on out of here. Lately on Instagram, I've been scrolling through Instagram and I've been noticing that a lot of highway patrol officers and sheriffs are trying to brag that they're catching graffiti writers out in the freeway. I seen the video where they have like night vision with a drone.
What?
So this video, bro, there was three guys painted on the freeway.
Uh huh.
Two of them got caught, one got away. But with the night vision of the drone and the heat sensor,
Right.
they were able to follow him. He gets into his car, he drives away. 10 minutes later, they get him.
Really? I don't think I've seen that, man.
Yeah, and it's there. I think it's called Fulton County, something like that. I might be wrong, but it's on the internet, and
Oh, it's not here in LA then. It's not here in
I believe so. I don't want to lie. I don't remember.
somewhere in California, but
Yeah,
not in like the big cities.
and I'm starting to see pop out more, right?
Right.
Where
Right.
like they're bragging like, oh, we got these riders off the street, and I'm just like, bro, there's so much more important things you could put in your money and
Yeah.
resources to. You're over here bragging about catching some guys.
Yeah. Right now, I think that's what's happening with LA. It's such a free for all right now. It's like graffiti's there. People are doing it in daytime now. It's like, but it's just because the world's messed up right now, man.
I
Well,
just see it as like
uh,
the Olympics are coming. I get it, but there's so many other things you could be putting your money, time, and effort to. Something that's really going to change the world, right?
yeah,
If you get a guy catching a tag, take him to jail, are you even making a difference? In my opinion,
yeah.
like, is it illegal? Technically, yes, but are you making a difference to the world? Probably not.
No, no. Yeah, I don't think they've been super heavy on graffiti, the cops over here, but
You should see it, bro. They're posting like they're
yeah,
making. They have their own Instagram pages, the sheriffs,
yeah.
and they'll post the whole story of catching the guys. They'll put the cans.
I'll
I'm gonna send it to
hashtag it or
you.
something.
I'm gonna send it to you so you can
I'll
see
see if
it.
I can do a hashtag search or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that thing is wild. But you know, last thing I want to ask you before I get on out of here is, what do you want the culture to remember Ezra for?
Uh, well, we all want to be remembered, and that's why that's what I do. What I do, and I just want to go bigger and bigger and bigger. That's my thing, dude. I love going massive. That's always been, like I said, I like to challenge myself, and I want to be remembered that way. Like, this dude did some pretty dope, inspiring stuff. Like, that's my stamp to the world.
Yeah.
That's what I want to leave behind. Like, I want to be in books. I want to be in. Uh, Google me, and a lot of stuff pops out. So just being remembered. You know what I mean? That's ultimately the goal. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anybody else you want to give a shout out to before we end it
Just
here?
just all my friends, man. All my brothers from the crew, non-crews. I've painted with a lot of great people, and I love all of them. You know what I mean? And yeah, and I wish all my dead brothers will be out, will be seeing this or whatever. But know that you're not forgotten, and you influenced a lot of us. You know what I mean? So that's what's up.
Definitely. You don't want to forget a name and, hey, man, you said him and not me.
No, no, no. People know what's up, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like they know it's how you treat them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely.
That's what matters. Not the shout out. It's not whatnot. It's the phone calls. It's the yo, let's go paint. It's keeping in touch.
100%. Again, man, it was a pleasure having you here. Thank you.
I
Make
appreciate
sure to check out our YouTube channel. Become a member for as low as $2.99 a month. Join the membership. We go live, ask questions. You get monthly sticker packs. You get to see the interviews before everybody else. We connect. It's a community, nothing but love and respect. And don't forget to subscribe.
it.
Till next time, guys.
Today.
Peace.